Good morning, boys and girls. We're going to go ahead and go over elapsed time if you missed it from this morning. So we first start off with our daily review, looking at the first clock. It asks what time is shown on the clock. So you should have already answered it, but if I'm looking at it, I see that my hour hand is in between the 8 and the 9, so that means it's 8 o'clock, and then 33, 8:33. George has 1/4 yard of string and John has 1/2 yard of string. Who has more? So I can quickly draw my picture to illustrate there's 1/4 and 1/2. So that means that John has more string. Today we're taking a look at elapsed time. Elapsed time is the total amount of time that passes from the starting time to the ending time. So write the start time and the end time shown on the clocks. So I'm going to take a look at my clock here, and I have my time at 5 o'clock, and that is supposed to look like zeros there. So let me try writing that again so it looks a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so my end time, it's in between the 8 and the 9, so I know that it is in between. It goes to the lower number, so that means it's going to go to 8 o'clock, and the minute is 45. So our start time is at 5 o'clock and our end time is 8:45. So this is just kind of going back and teaching those skills about reading a clock. The hours between midnight and noon are AM hours. And I'm going to just kind of point that out right there. Oops, wrong button. They are AM hours. Between noon and midnight, as we know, is PM. So asking us to use AM or PM, Jessica's school starts at 8 o'clock AM and ends at 3 PM. The next slide here breaks it through how to work on our elapsed time. Rodney went to a concert. The concert begins at 5 p.m. and ended at 8:45 p.m. How long did the concert last? So the first step that we are going to do is we are going to read the starting time. So the starting time tells us that it is 5 o'clock. So I'm going to just go ahead and write 5 o'clock in here. So it tells me that the concert ended at 8:45. So the first thing I'm going to do is count my hours. So from 5, I'm going to count 1, 2, and 3. So I had 3 hours from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Now, the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to count the minutes. Starting off at 12, I'm going to count 5, and I'm going to go all the way to where the minute hand is right here. And so when I do that, I see that there are 45 minutes. So the concert lasted 3 hours and 45 minutes. And that is how we're going to find our elapsed time. So here we have Denise went to see a movie. The movie started at 1:05. So here we can see is our start time. Okay, 1:05. It ended at 2:35. How long did the movie last? Okay, so from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock is 1 hour. And then I'm going to go from the 5 to the 35. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that would be 30 minutes. So the movie lasted 1 hour and 30 minutes. If its start time is 7:15 a.m. and an end time is 7:45 a.m., Why do you not have to count the hours to find the elapsed time? So if we're looking at this problem, and hopefully you've had some time to consider, so I'm going from 7:15 to 7:45. What is something that you're noticing in between the start and the end time? If you said that the hours are the same, as well as AM and AM, you would be correct. And that's exactly why you don't have to count the hours, because it doesn't exceed that given hour. A movie starts at 2:30 p.m. So this would be something I highlight, and ran for 2 hours and 15 minutes. What time did the movie end? So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my 2:30. Now, I can do this a number of ways. One, I can add the 2 hours and I get 4:30, and then I'm going to add my 15 minutes to get to 4:45. The second way I can do this, and I'll just switch up the colors here just so there's a difference. 2:30 is if I do it kind of on a number line, and I can hop the 2 hours here, and that puts me at 4:30. And then I can hop either 5 or 15 minutes if you prefer 5, 10, 15. So I have 4:30, 4:35, 4:40, and then leaving me at 4:45. Both of them work and just different types. The number line is best, especially if we know we're going from maybe our minutes are at 45 and then we're going to wind up going into like maybe an 05 or something to that extent. Okay, number 4 here, our start time is at 6:30 p.m. and the end time is 9:50 p.m. So the first question asks us hours from 6:30 to 9:30. So I'm going to count my hours. So here's my 6:30 to 9:30. I have 1, 2, 3 hours. Then the minutes from the 30 to the 50, we have 5, 10, 15, 20. So this elapsed time is 3 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, up here, the start time is 10 a.m. And so just kind of looking 10 a.m., end time is 3. So 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So I'm going to count where I've jumped. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 hours. And I'm going to abbreviate that. Start time is 9:15. End time is 10:45. So here I'm going to just draw that number line. And I have 9:15 here. And I'm going to think to myself, can I jump an hour? And I know that I can't. So there's 1 hour. And that puts me at 10:15. And now I can just hop 5 until I get to 10:45. So I'm going to count 20, 20, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So the elapsed time is 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay, the last one is that FSA style question. It says Gio is taking a train from Carlton to Elgin. The train leaves at 9:25 and gets there at 10:55. How long does it last? So I'm going to go ahead and use the line number line that they've given me. So from 9:25 to 10:25 is 1 hour. And then so I can eliminate this one, I can eliminate this one, I can even eliminate this one, because none of them are giving me, it's not 2 hours, it's more than an hour, it's more than 30 minutes. So my answer then is C, 30 minutes.